Hey, it's Dorleen, and today I'm making a really fun and bright floral card, and I think you'll enjoy it. So basically, I'm spraying some distressed inks onto my craft mat with a little bit of water spritzed in, and I'm taking cardstock. This is just regular cardstock, but it is a heavier weight cardstock, so it can absorb more water than like your standard cardstock. But I'm just dipping it on top of those ink splatters to put some color on the cardstock. I am doing two different, well, I'm concentrating on one card for this video, but I decide I'm not wasting any of that ink. And so I am also absorbing it on a second piece of cardstock. So I worked with the yellow and the pink, which also gave me some orange. And now I'm doing some blue and green, which will also give me a little bit of purple. So that's just, color chemistry, right? But again, I'm just kind of dipping through where I missed color. So you'll see a lot of the white areas, and that's where I'm really trying to concentrate on picking up those colors. I did leave some white though, because I think it's important to leave a little bit of white space to kind of rest your eyes. But I love the way this brightness of the main card that I am working on. And I dried it with my heat gun. You didn't see me spend too much time on that, even though off camera I did spend a lot of time on that. I'm going to be using my Misty to stamp that floral stamp, and that's from Concord and Ninth. I'm using my Misty because I wanted to get two impressions using the Versamark. I am planning on heat embossing in black that floral image. Oh, I can't wait for you to see it. It's so gorgeous. So I put a little stamping or embossing buddy on there, and it's basically like chalk or powder, and that prevents embossing powder to get like everywhere, and it really concentrates on the stamped image. So I'm adding, again, the embossing powder within my tray, which makes for easy cleanup. And I just start kind of moving the paper around and making sure that all the images or the entire image is covered with some of that embossing powder. And you'll see me point out where some of my stamping wasn't great, but you cover that part out. So again, I'm using my heat gun to heat set the embossing powder, or melt it. I'm not sure the right word, but if you've ever done heat embossing, you know how cool it is to see it go from a powder to a a shiny pieces of art, right? So once I'm done with that, I put it aside, and now I'm cutting a strip of paper that I'm going to use to put the sentiment on. And I'm just making this a birthday card. I started thinking I was going to use that thicker piece of blue paper, but then I realized it was way too thick. It was covering too much of that image. I wanted to keep as much of that image as possible. I'm just preparing my card base and laying it down and kind of deciding where am I going to put the sentiment. And again, I'm going to try to cover that spot that I missed a little bit of embossing. And I'm going to use my Misty again to stamp the birthday wishes, and that's just to ensure that I get a really dark impression. And as I was putting that on, I realized, ooh, to be matted in black would be so much prettier. So that's why I decided to grab a piece of black scrap paper and then just mat the actual sentiment onto there. And I do end up putting that on with some dimensional adhesive so it lifts up a little bit. And I hope you like this. Please give me a thumbs up if you do. And if you look down below in the information section, I will have a link to my blog, a direct link to my blog post of this card, and also to my blog and my Instagram account. On my blog, I'll have a list of the actual products that I used, the stamp set, the different color sprays, or any of the products that I used. And I hope you get a chance to go over there. But, and if you're not already, please hit the subscribe button below. I do at least one video a week, and they vary between card making, Cricut projects, which usually involve or end up being cards or scrapbooking layouts. And I also like to do a little bit of mixed media. So I do hope you like it. I totally love this card. I end up putting a little bit of clear oh gosh, what is it called? Color silk, the sparkle silk. So you can see more sparkle. I did add some sequins, which you can see at this final card. I hope you like it. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.